Hello guys! Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's vlog, ang topic natin is what are those changes when it comes to Schengen visa. Medyo advanced yung aking vlog because it is not yet 2025 pero may mga embassy na po na nagpapatupad ng gantong mga bagong policy. So make sure that your information is up to date. What is the first changes? Maraming nagtatanong kasi sa akin guys, sabi ng isang nagtanong sa akin, Miss, bakit po sabi ng VFS agent kulang daw yung aking bayad sa visa fee? Gantong amount lang naman ang nakita kong babayaran ko online. Well, you are not longer updated. Kasi sabi dito, first changes, visa fees will undergo significant increase of 12.5%. So kung buong pamilya kayo guys mag-a-apply for Schengen visa, medyo masakit sa bulsa. But by the way guys, 12% lang naman ang i-increase. Hindi naman siya 50%. So kaya pa rin naman natin. So for those po na cash on hand ang pagbabayad ng visa fee, lalo na po sa VFS, TLS, or sa BLS, guys, make sure that exact amount ang ating babayaran. So before all Schengen po, they collected 80 euro as visa fees. But this time po, and 2025 onward, 90 euro na po siya, and depende po sa palitan ng euro to peso. So, pamahal po siya ng pamahal. For adults, the Schengen visa fee will rise from 80 euro to 90 euro. For children, the visa fee will increase from 40 euro to 45 euro. Applicants from countries that do not cooperate with the European Union for the readmission of their national will see even higher fees ranging from 135 euro to 180 euro. Hindi ko na guys babanggitin kung anong mga bansa yung hindi kasama sa readmissions of their nationals kasi ang Pilipinas naman guys is kasama siya and siya ang focus ng aking vlog. And yung pangalawang changes is adjustment in travel insurance requirements. So, travel insurance has always been a staple requirement for Schengen visa applicants. So, mandatory po ito sa lahat na mag-a-apply po ng visa. And Schengen insurance po is isa po yan sa mga refusal reason kapag kayo po ay hindi nakapag-comply or even though po nakapag-submit kayo but yung policy po ninyo hindi po na-meet yung requirements ng embassy, possible pa rin po kayong ma-refuse. Since 2024 po, nagkaroon na po ng unang adjustment sa travel health insurance, then continued po to 2025 onwards. So, ang changes dito guys, nare-require po ng Schengen countries na ang policy po ninyo ay dapat po may additional coverage gaya ng COVID-19 treatment or quarantine cost. So, even though guys, hindi na po COVID-19 time ngayon, always be ready. Kung ikaw po ay nasanay sa Pilipinas sa mainit na panahon, once po na pumunta ka guys ng Europe in winter season, asahan mo na that always you have flu or you have running nose, headache. And kala mo lang guys, natural lang na sakit, yun pala COVID-19 na. Kasi COVID-19 is still everywhere in Europe. And additional policy po, but not mandatory, is liability and accident. And to ensure that your insurance met all the necessary criteria, guys, bumili lang po kayo ng inyong policy po sa mga insurance company na accredited po ng embassies po. Depende sa bansa na pupuntahan po ninyo. Huwag po kayong bibili kung saan-saan company because not all company that is offering insurance, hindi po sila pasok sa guidelines. So, lalo na po sa mga papuntang Malta, I always seen visa refusal and the reason is just the travel health insurance. Guys, if you need help booking your travel health insurance, hindi mo alam kung legit ba, you don't know what to do, you don't know po kung ano po talaga yung best na travel health insurance for you, guys, message me in this email address or follow my Facebook page. And ang pangatlong changes, guys, is the implementation of new security measures. So, siguro ito yung bad news. Kasi, guys, the Schengen area is consistently updating the security measures to respond to evolving global threats and challenges. So, ayaw na nila, guys, magpapasok ng kahit sino around Schengen area na walang trace. So, sabi dito, they want to know everything about this person na papasok sa Schengen areas. Ang bad news nito, guys, kasi to those who will be applying for Schengen visa 2025 above, the embassy will require background checks. Background check, guys, not by may pupunta sa bahay ninyo, mag-interview or magpipicture, mag-video, hindi po ganoon yung background check na tinutukoy ko. Guys, background check when it comes to your documents. So, bubusisiin po talaga nila yan and kukunin nila yung mga importanteng bagay when it comes to your identity. And baka nga, guys, makipag-connect pa ang embassy sa eGov.ph or sa e-travel natin. Kasi 'di ba, guys, ang Pilipinas may eGov na po or may e-travel and doon lahat ng ating backgrounds, IDs, nandun na po lahat. One time, guys, I opened my eGov and nagulat ako ang nag-appear sa akin yung PRC ID ko. And I said, I never requested my PRC to be in my eGov, but guys, Philippine government na po mismo ang nag-upload ng ating identity card or everything information po sa eGov.ph. They will also collect data from eGov.ph natin and e-travel natin para makonect yung ating identity and mga travel history po natin. Ito ay bilang pag-response po sa evolving global threats. Kasi you know what, guys, dito sa Europe, napakaraming crime po and ang involved po is immigrant. Not their own citizen po, but immigrant po mostly yung mga gumagawa ng krimen. So, they are updating their security measure po. And bad news po sa mga applicant ng Schengen Visa 2025 onward. Guys, asahan po na mas tatagal ang pag-process ng inyong visa o kaya naman, guys, refusal rate will increase. Meaning po, mas marami ang refused visa kaysa po sa approved visa. Sobrang higpit po ng European this time. And not just po European, in all embassies po. UK, Canadian po, USA, Australia, as you can see po, all of these countries, they are updating their immigration guidelines. Ang dami, guys, nagbago. And yung pang-apat na changes is updates on the flexibility of the visa stays, which is po ang daming na misunderstood yung gantong flexibility ng visa. So, kung titingnan nyo, guys, ang visa po ninyo, pag ginaon po ninyo yung validity date, 6 months po yan. But on the other side po, sa taas, may makikita po kayong number of days. And makikita nyo, guys, 90 days, 50 days, 20 days, yan po ang susundin po ninyo. Yan lang ang allowed number of stay mo in Schengen countries. Bakit yan, guys, pinatupad ng embassy yung flexibility of visa? Ikan dami pong hindi nakapagbiyahe kahit po may visa because of border controls, because of immigration restrictions, because of offloading scenario, ang daming nasayang na visa. So, ngayon ginawa ng embassy, pinalawig nila yung validity. So, even though ma-offload hanggang hindi expired ang validity ng visa mo, pwede ka pong makaalis ng bansa. Siyang pagpapatupad ng EES o yung automated personal data collection. So, para po ito sa mga third countries national entering European Union or Schengen countries. And ang Pilipinas, guys, kasama po siya sa third countries. So, affected po tayo sa implementation po na ito. Don't worry guys, kasi alam ko magagawa nyo po ito. Kung nagawa nyo po dati sa Pilipinas, magagawa nyo po ulit dito sa Europe. In practical terms, EES will replace the current system of manual stamping of passport of third country nationals. Oh my God. So, ibig sabihin dito guys, once na napatupad na po ito, wala na pong manual stamping sa passport. So, may mga nag-worry na naman, Miss, paano yan? Wala na akong record sa travel history. Ganyan, wala na akong may papasa sa embassy na may stamp yung passport ko. Kasi tayo guys, Filipino, pag may stamp tayo sa passport, we are so proud na meron na tayong evidence na nakapag-travel tayo. Kasi pero dito guys, i-abolish na yung manual stamping. So, magiging electronic na po ang pag-monitor, pag-enter po natin sa Schengen area, and pag-exit po natin. So,
the EU Entry Exit System (EES), which is an automated system for registering travelers from the UK and other non-EU countries each time they cross the EU external border. Travelers will need to scan their passports or other travel documents at an automated self-service kiosk prior to crossing the border. This will replace the current manual stamping of passport for visitors to the Schengen area who are not nationals of EU or Schengen countries. The system will register the person's name, type of the travel document, biometric data, example fingerprints, and captured facial images, and the date and place of entry and exit.
and that is for today's vlog. Don't worry guys about this revelation kasi in every problem po, there is a solution. With this current and future changes, I know po makakapag-adapt po tayo. Kung meron pa po kayong katanungan, message me po in this email address or follow my Facebook page. Guys, thank you so much and keep watching my YouTube channel.